Hello everyone, welcome to Urbanscape Bangalore, and in this episode we will be talking about the Poinsettia plant. So I had actually covered a lot about how to take care of the Poinsettia plant, how to propagate it, how to prune it in another video, of which I will be putting a link at the end of this particular video. So you can watch that for further information. However, a lot of people had actually given me feedback that I was not very audible in that video. So I would like to redeem myself in this particular video. So this plant that you see here, or this sapling that you see here, is from the propagation of that particular mother plant. And look how well it has grown, and it has given out these new leaves, and the bracts almost look like it is going to give that poinsettia color that this poinsettia plant is famous for. So let me talk a little bit about the background of this plant. So this plant is a native of Mexico, and it is widely grown in all the parts of the world, and it is also very famous in India. So this plant is primarily grown during the Christmas months. This plant is used to decorate the Christmas trees as well. So the most distinct part of this plant are its bracts, that is its modified leaves, and not its flowers, because the flowers are very tiny and they're very unusual and they're not very attractive. So because of that reason, the plant has kind of adapted itself in giving out beautiful leaves at the periphery of the flower, as in wherever the flower is, in the periphery you will see colorful bracts of white, pink and dark red. And here you can see how well the roots of this particular sapling has grown, and it is very simple to propagate your poinsettia plant with just a small stem cutting. Another thing that I really want to talk to you about is the pest attack on this plant. So whiteflies are something that affects this plant a lot, and it is a whitefly magnet. So you might look at the plant and you might look at the top area of the plant and you might feel that everything is all right, but just look at the underside and you will see a lot of these whiteflies. So what I generally do is I use the neem oil pesticide and I spray it on the underside. That is more important. Since neem oil pesticide is organic, I have to keep applying it now and then. So now let us add the drainage material at the bottom of this particular container in which we will be transplanting this sapling. So drainage for poinsettia is very important. Another thing is that the potting mix is also very important, and you must take care and see that the potting mix that you're using is well draining. So amend the garden soil, if at all you're using that, amend it with a lot of sand. So the composition that I'm using here is 50% sand, 40% garden soil and 10% compost. Compost and fertilizing is very essential for this plant, especially during its growing periods, that is during the summer months. You can reduce the fertilizing during the winter months when it is actually flowering. So let me now address the elephant in the room. That is, a lot of people actually find it very difficult to rebloom this particular plant, but in actuality it is quite simple. You need to take care of the lighting conditions and this plant will rebloom for you. So what I generally do is I keep this outdoors and I keep it facing the north. And another thing about this plant is the phenomenon of photoperiodism, just like the Kalanchoe plant. So photoperiodism is nothing but during the winter months, at least November and December, this plant requires at least 14 hours of darkness. So I don't do anything that is a little too extraordinary for it to bring darkness, or for to set up a very dark area. What I generally do is I keep it on the terrace. I make sure that it is in an area where the street lights don't fall on it or any kind of artificial light does not fall on it. So the night, that is from 6 o'clock till probably 6 o'clock in the morning, it gets ample amount of darkness, and that is enough for this plant. And I most probably will be showing you an update which will be quite interesting on this plant very soon. So that is something that you need to take care of. It will not rebloom if you expose it to even artificial light or even any kind of natural light during those times when it actually needs that darkness. So this will actually apply when you are growing this plant in the outdoors. If you are growing this plant indoors, you must make sure during the month of November and December you take this plant and keep it in a closet, or you use a big carton that you would probably get from Amazon, etc. You can use that as well. You can cover it for 14 hours and then expose it to light, etc. So you can do all these things and you can probably get your poinsettia plants to flower. Another aspect that we should be talking about is watering. So watering is also very important. You must be very careful about watering, especially if you have the poinsettia indoors. You must put your finger inside the soil and see if it is dry. Only then you have to pour water. If it is in the outdoors, then you can consistently water it every day and reduce watering during the winter months. Like I said, fertilizing with compost would do really well for this plant, and fertilize it from probably the month of February till maybe October. So folks, it's very easy to take care of your poinsettia plant, and also it's very easy to get this plant to rebloom year after year. You just have to take care of some basic requirements. One is that this plant really likes shady conditions. So if you are growing this on the terrace or outdoors, you should not expose this plant to full sun because it might not do well or it might die. Another thing is watering. You need consistent watering. If you keep it outdoors, reduce the watering during the December or the winter months. And another thing is fertilizing it with a lot of compost, especially during its growing periods. So if you take care of all these conditions, including very good drainage in the potting medium, then this plant will do really well in your garden, and you will see those lovely blooms or those lovely bracts, and you will be a very satisfied gardener. Thank you for watching Urbanscape Bangalore, and if you like this video, then please do not forget to subscribe. Until we see again, goodbye.